Petrograd, the first Bolshevik leaders who returned from Siberian exiles were Lev Kamenev and Joseph Vissarionovich Stalin, who then re-established the Bolshevik newspaper Pravda. And quite understandably, they pursued a moderate goal. They realized that the Bolsheviks were in no position to take over the government, and they were willing to participate in the Soviets. Now, Lenin, who was in Switzerland in exile, learning about the pusillanimous behavior of the Bolshevik leaders in Petrograd, was really quite upset. He wanted to come back to Russia, he wanted to come back to Petrograd, and the way he could come back was with German help. This is a very significant fact, because after all, arguably, he could be depicted as an agent of the enemy. And indeed, in some circles in the course of 1917, this was a profound argument, an accusatory argument. Now, Lenin was not much disturbed by that. Lenin did not become an agent of Imperial Germany. Lenin believed that once the revolution was established, the revolution would spread to the rest of Europe, and then the German high command will be sorry that they ever sent him back to Russia. But the German point of view was based on the understanding that the Bolsheviks would cause problems, would cause trouble, and thereby undermine the ability of the Tsarist regime to function. Now, in the course of 1917, the Bolsheviks were gaining strength. Now, was this because of the success of Bolshevik propaganda? Was it really the result that the Bolshevik regime, the Bolshevik leadership was really so clever? I think not. It is true that the Bolsheviks received some financial support from the Germans, but clearly the financial means available to the non-Bolshevik newspapers, socialists and non-socialists, were way beyond what the Bolsheviks had. It was not Bolshevik propaganda which won over the politically significant class of workers in Petrograd, but it was simply that a large segment, though never the majority of the Russian people, came to the understanding of principles which the Bolsheviks already had. That is, Lenin opposed the war from 1914, regarded it as an imperialist war, in which the workers and the peasants could have no interest in. And the politically significant workers, they were politically significant because they had the power to come to the streets and demonstrate and chase away the provisional government if they wished to. In July, they suffered a momentary setback because Kenezs was able to suppress the revolutionary movement. By the way, in July, Kenezs became the head of the government, the premier. And the regime was disintegrating. And consequently, when we look at October 24th or November 7th, according to the modern calendar, what is striking is how easily the provisional government disappeared. That is, such a great, historically significant event. We want to imagine that there is a mass movement in which the workers storm the Winter Palace in which the provisional government was meeting. In reality, what was happening was that the provisional government was unable to find any force to defend it, and its authority ultimately collapsed.